Let us now move on to the next step. The next step is called as the TCA cycle, that is tricarboxylic acid cycle. It's also called as Krebs cycle. Krebs cycle because the cyclic reactions that we are going to study here were first discovered by Sir Hans Krebs, and after him this cycle is called as Krebs cycle. He even received a Nobel Prize for his research, and it was in 1953. It's also called as citric acid cycle. Most important, during glycolysis, the glucose molecule was converted to pyruvic acid. This pyruvic acid further got converted or got oxidized to form acetyl coenzyme A. But this was all incomplete oxidation. We got only 2 ATP molecules, and that is because the oxidation of glucose is not yet complete. The complete oxidation of glucose will result in the formation of large number of ATP or energy molecules. So this process will now take place in the mitochondria. In the mitochondria, complete oxidation takes place, thereby resulting in the formation of large number of ATP molecules. So most important that further reactions are going to take place in the matrix of the mitochondria. Now we had seen that during glycolysis, acetyl coenzyme A was formed from pyruvic acid. The pyruvic acid underwent oxidation to form acetyl coenzyme A. We are going to pick up from here and study what happens in the Krebs cycle. Now the function of this acetyl coenzyme A is to deliver the acetyl part of it to the mitochondria. I repeat, the function of acetyl coenzyme A is to deliver the acetyl part to the mitochondria. So here what have we written? Acetyl coenzyme A, it's a 2-carbon molecule. Here this 2 indicates the number of carbon atoms. So from it the coenzyme A part has got separated. So now we are left with only acetyl part, which is a 2-carbon compound. So this acetyl part of acetyl coenzyme A, which is a 2-carbon compound, now enters the mitochondria for complete oxidation. Now we need to even understand this one more term here, one more organic compound we can see here, and that is oxaloacetate. Oxaloacetate is a 4-carbon molecule. This oxaloacetate is also formed from pyruvate during glycolysis. Now this oxaloacetate, which is a 4-carbon molecule, combines with the acetyl part of acetyl coenzyme A, which is a 2-carbon molecule, to form citrate, which is citric acid, and it's a 6-carbon molecule. So now I hope you understand how citric acid, which is a 6-carbon molecule, formed due to the combination of oxaloacetate 4-carbon and acetyl part 2-carbon. So total 6-carbon molecule citric acid is going to be formed. So this citric acid being the first organic acid formed during this cyclic reactions, it is called as a citric acid cycle. And I hope you must have come to know that why is it called as citric acid cycle? Because citric acid is the first organic acid that is formed during this cyclic chain of reactions. So it is called as the citric acid cycle. It is called as a tricarboxylic acid cycle because 3 carboxylic acid groups are found in citric acid. In the previous slide, we had studied pyruvic acid. I told you about the presence of the carboxylic acid group, which is COOH. So that is the carboxylic acid group. 3 such carboxylic acid groups are present in citric acid, and hence it is called as tricarboxylic acid cycle. So this is what we come to know, that is formed from acetyl part of acetyl coenzyme A, and oxaloacetate gives rise to the citric acid. Further, we find that NAD plus is getting converted into NADH2, that is reduction is taking place, addition of hydrogen. You can see here from NAD it has changed to NADH2, so it is reduction, that is addition of hydrogen. Further, one carbon is lost as carbon dioxide. Any metabolic reaction will involve the formation of waste products, so that is carbon is lost as CO2. Further, reduction takes place, NAD plus again gets converted into NADH2. Further, one carbon again lost as carbon dioxide. Here we have GDP getting converted into GTP. What is GDP? Guanosine diphosphate or triphosphate. So here it is guanosine diphosphate is getting converted to GTP, that is guanosine triphosphate. What is GDP or GDP? It is also an energy carrying molecule which is equivalent to ATP. Just as we have got ATP, energy rich molecule, we have got GDP and GTP. Then further we find that FAD is getting converted to FADH2, that is flavin adenine dinucleotide. Again it's also getting reduced, just as NAD plus was getting converted to NADH2, FAD is getting converted into FADH2. So here we find that both these are enzymes we had studied in the previous slide. These are enzymes and they play a vital role in the cellular respiration. Once again, here we have NAD plus getting converted into NADH2. So this process of conversion, cyclic process of conversion goes on taking place. What are the key points that you need to remember here? One, acetyl part of acetyl-CoA enters the mitochondria for complete oxidation. Then oxaloacetate combines with acetyl part to form the first organic compound, that is citric acid. Hence it is called citric acid cycle. And because there are 3 carboxylic acid groups, it is called as tricarboxylic acid cycle. So this process goes on, and in between you have to remember how the reduction of NAD plus to NADH2 and reduction of FAD to FADH2 goes on taking place. So these are the important points or the changes that we find that are taking place during the Krebs cycle. Coming to the last point, that is the electron transfer chain in the next slide. Just to sum up the Krebs cycle, the citric acid cycle, also known as tricarboxylic acid cycle or Krebs cycle, is a series of chemical reactions used by all aerobic organisms to release energy through the oxidation of acetyl coenzyme A derived from carbohydrates, proteins and fats into carbon dioxide and chemical energy in the form of ATP. So what does this tell us? That Krebs cycle or citric acid cycle or the TCA cycle is nothing but it's a series of chemical reactions whereby we find that the carbohydrates are broken down to glucose, proteins to amino acids, fats to fatty acids, and ultimately all the 3 are converted to or they are oxidized to acetyl coenzyme A. Whether it is glucose or amino acids or fatty acids, they are all oxidized to acetyl CoA. This acetyl CoA undergoes further complete oxidation and it results in the formation of waste products like carbon dioxide and chemical energy in the form of ATP. So let's proceed to the electron transfer chain where the actual production of the ATP molecules is going to occur.